Good nutrition is the foundation of a healthy life. Yet, millions of people globally, including many in Nigeria, suffer from the effects of poor dietary intake. What many don't realize is that while malnutrition is often associated with hunger or lack of food, it also includes eating the wrong types or proportion of nutrients. As a result, several key nutrients have been identified by public health authorities as being of public health concern. In today's episode, we unpack the science, social realities, and health implications of 4 specific nutrients that are vital for daily functioning and long-term wellness, but are commonly lacking or imbalanced in many people's diets. At the heart of today's conversation is a critical question. Are we paying enough attention to what we eat? On today's episode of your favorite health TV talk show, The Physicians, we will be discussing 4 nutrients of public health concern. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back. It's another day on your favorite health TV talk show, The Physicians, where your health is our business. Today we are talking on something very important, the 4 nutrients that are of good health concern. But before we commence this important discussion, my name is Dr. Nemina Yusuf Kadri, and of course with me is my amazing co-host, and she's no other person than the beautiful...
Well, my name is Dr. Martina Agberian. Welcome to The Physicians, where your health is our business and will always be our
concern.
business.
Yeah, so now we're talking about nutrients of health concern. I'm going to say 24, which are vitamin A, iodine, which are the other 2?
Well, we have zinc, we have iron.
So, why are we even worried about this? For me, I would say, you see this zinc thing, especially in this perimenopausal region. I have seen quite a number of people come in and they come to me because as a psychiatrist, they're like, oh, I have depression. But when I kind of, we examine, they check do their test level and all, they're like, no, you know what? Magnesium, zinc, they are low. Your cortisol level is high. And so these are some of the reasons. So you're not like you are depressed, but these are the symptoms you are having. And if these are replaced, it makes a whole lot of difference.
So you know what? When you mention zinc, I'm sure most Nigerians won't forget the day of COVID.
No, you see, that's zinc.
So that's what zinc.
It's vitamin D, let's add it.
Zinc, but everything. Everybody was looking for zinc. And how about iodine?
Yeah.
Iodine is also very important because now you see a lot of people that I was talking behind before we even started. The lady has goiter.
Exactly.
Okay, and of course, it's more
there's lack of
iodine. And I told her what she needs to do, and she was like, no, I'm not going to go through that route.
Can you imagine?
This is what I need to do. A lot of people do not understand that some of these nutrients, right, are the functions in the body is very important. So they don't even remember it. So imagine people not eating well, malnutrition, okay, because you're not eating well, you will not get the right nutrients that you require
in the body.
And a lot of things will be accountable. So I'll tell you because they can afford it, they'll do 001.
Well, the thing is that we have an expert in the studio that is going to deep dive, and she's not somebody that will come and give us like surface information. She's always going to the root.
I think I love her because when you talk about public health,
she's the face of public health. We'll be right back after this time. Do stay tuned.
Every day and in every way, enjoy that I find support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body, that I fight you.
Darvite nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Darvite from LB Pharma. Derwent, love yourself.
Action!
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is your favorite health TV talk show, The Physicians, where your health is our business. With us in the studio today is no other person than the face of public health in Nigeria and, of course, in Africa. She's no other person than the beautiful Dr. Professor Alero. Yeah. Please, somebody needs to ring a bell for that.
Yeah, wow.
Professor Alero Roberts, a consultant public health physician, and of course, the professor in College of Medicine, University of Lagos. Prof, you welcome. I want to use that word again. Prof man.
Welcome.
It's going to take a while to get used to.
Yeah, but no, I'm already used to it because we have been a prof since. It's just that time has to, yeah. And I'm happy that this has really come to fruition. Yeah, it's not. We are not going back and forth. Now we're talking about nutrients. We are narrowing it down to 4: vitamin A, iodine, zinc, and of course iron. Why these 4 of public health concern
in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the nutrients that affect the most vulnerable: women of reproductive age, children, and the elderly. But even when we're just talking about women of reproductive age, we're talking about the entire family.
Right.
Because you lose a wife and mother, the entire family is in total disarray. So we are talking about vitamin A. We know the link, of course. Now, Dr. Martina and Dr. Maimuna, I hope you know that you have asked me a very tough question. What you're asking me to do is to condense a 4-year BSc nutrition course.
We know you can do it, man.
Into the next 20
No, we
minutes.
know you can do it, Prof.
So I'm going to leave a lot of things hanging, but you will all tune in again to hear more. So we're talking. Let's start with the vitamin A, because that's one all the mothers will know by now that you take your child to immunization clinic and they'll say come back for vitamin A on so day, and they put the vitamin A drops in the children's mouth. Key concern is blindness, because vitamin A is linked to proper eyesight, particularly eyesight at night, and we know that a lot of preventable blindness has been caused by a deficiency in vitamin A levels. I wish I can go on. I can give you all the long-term and short-term consequences. I can give you all the side effects and whatnot. But we must move on. Then we're talking about goiter. So we've gone down now into the neck region. And you remember you were talking about the lady who has a really huge goiter, neck swelling. It's not a sign of beauty. It is a sign of thyroid deficiency, which is caused by a deficiency in iodine. Now, the danger of that, yes, some places they feel that it's a sign of beauty and whatnot, but the danger of that is that such a woman is in danger of giving birth to a child with severe mental health challenges.
That's the biggest
mental health disabilities. Yes, cretinism, as we all know. So that's the danger. So the goiter is just a sign of the future danger that because that is going to affect the life course not only of the child but of the family, nuclear and wider family. Then we come down to the zinc. Now, zinc, think gut health. And we can go for the next 2 hours talking about zinc and gut health. So 3 minutes of that. Zinc, we all remember from the COVID time how crucial, we all remember how
we're chewing it.
I'm telling you,
drinking it anymore.
Exactly. But the major function is to improve the immune system and to prevent infection. And we always insist that once anybody has had a diarrhea, particularly children, once you develop a diarrhea, please increase your zinc intake. I hope we'll have time to go into a few sources or food sources of some of these things. And then finally, we talk about the last one, iron. Iron is the whole body, the blood. Exactly. Now, the joke of the matter is that when we look at Nigeria, they didn't want to release the results, but me, my mouth, easy for my mouth. I will talk it as I hear it. We are now the highest in the world for maternal mortality.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, the joke of the matter is that the highest proportion of women who die in childbirth die from bleeding.
Yep.
Both before and after delivery. That bleeding, paradoxically, is because they have anemia. Why do they have anemia? They have iron deficiency anemia. So have we connected the dots? Fully.
Oh no, it's really frustrating. Now that you've talked about these, some of the iron, the zinc,
Vitamin
the
A,
and the iodine. Maybe we should just go to the sources. If we can actually get to the sources. What are you talk about maybe you should dive into the short-term and long-term health effects of nuts.
Okay, for many of the short-term effects, we see them mostly in children, and that's why it is so devastating, because children very quickly manifest the effects of poor nutrition, whether good malnutrition or whether overnutrition or undernutrition. Children very quickly manifest the effects. That can be some of the distressing things about nutrition, because adults, you may not see the effects for a while. Then by the time you start to see the effects, it's almost too late to correct. So in children, the biggest problem we have starting from birth, the malnutrition, is sickness and death. Yeah. In very simple terms. I can start naming big medical terms, but it really is not important at this stage. The child gets sick, can't throw off simple infections, diarrhea, what we call infantile diarrhea, that can knock a child off in as little as 9 hours.
Because of their small body
mass. Thank you very much. Their small body mass, and the fact that inherently there's poor nutrition. So there's almost no reserve. The body has almost no reserve. It's already very low and very down. And you have a child who has infantile diarrhea that maybe started at 2-3 a.m. in the morning. Of course, there's nowhere for the parents to take the child. They don't know exactly what to do. The child is too far gone very quickly to benefit from oral rehydration. You understand? And that's the thing that most families don't know. By the time it's 6 o'clock and the street gates are open and the Okadas are moving and they're now rushing the child, time has gone. By midday, 1 a.m., you hear this unearthly shriek of a mother who has just lost her child. I mean, the number of times I've sat in my office and heard this thing,
goosebumps.
I still get goosebumps. Yeah. So that's the danger of it. Of course, all the other things that come in, can't throw off an infection, stunted growth. We are the highest in stunted growth. Can you imagine? We are the highest in the world in the proportion of children. Yes, ma'am. That's where the biggest problem. Those are some of the most devastating short-term consequences. Of course, the long-term consequences come in adults. Okay. As the person, I think one of the saddest ones that we are seeing, and I'm seeing it even around us, every day, is this lowering of cognitive ability. Okay. People do not reach their full intellectual potential because of years of poor nutrition. So we talked about the first 1,000 days from conception to age 2. And that is the time of the fastest brain development. That's the time when the child needs everything you can nutritiously throw at that child. And that's the time when the child develops good eating habits. So we can go on and on about that, another 2-hour lecture, which we don't have the time for.
That you said broke the table. In fact, we have packed the table with the chair, the legs, we have thrown them. Because if you say that, then how do we ensure that this is of major policy decision in putting things in place? If people are not reaching their full intellectual capacity, potential, and their position, how do we grow the GDP? How does the economy become?
It affects everyone. It affects everybody. It affects everybody. This is why this thing is such an important topic that we're talking about. And I've got to thank you girls again for bringing it up and making sure that everybody gets educated. We go back to the beginning. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to conception, pregnancy, first 2 years, next 3 years to 5 years, and let's start there. Because so if anybody who has not yet, if they've reached adulthood, their maximum height potential, they've also reached their maximum intellectual potential. You can't do anything more about it. So we have to look at the next generation. The good thing is that the potential is there. Okay. The good thing is that the potential is there. It is nutrition
on ethics
that can now bring it up. Like a very good friend of mine once said, everybody is gifted. But we have to open the package. We have to open the package. So how do you open the package for your child who is already born gifted? At least we should have the intellectual potential to do that. So we start with nutrition in children, infants and children, and making sure they get all the nutrients, including these 4, but also the macronutrients, the proteins, the carbohydrates, the fats, the vitamins and minerals, and ensuring that they get enough in the right proportion, because like you said in your introduction, it's not only the quality, it's not only the quantity, it is also the quality, and it's also in the proportion, the right proportions. So they are standard, again, another 2-hour lecture. I can't condense it into 2 minutes. But ensuring that the child has access to very good balanced nutrition is important, and making sure the child has access to the macronutrients. The macronutrients are simple, the animal proteins, even the plant-based proteins. And lots of carbohydrates. In the south, we tend to use the root tubers, the yam, cassava, and whatnot.
But I think at this point you should also please help us add the local Nigerian.
It's all the local. You can trust me
the
now.
food,
Locally available.
Yeah, so
because that's the next thing
that,
I was going to go to. As much as possible, you cuckoo know my stance on this thing. Eat locally available. Eat close to the ground. Not you see, the food industry will now come and attack me. Not packaged, not processed. That has been my stance, and you know why I've taken that stance. To lower the incidence of hypertension, to lower the incidence of type 2 diabetes, to lower the incidence of poor intellectual capacity. Okay, so let's talk about the sources. So things like zinc, which we said is so important, iron, which we said is so important, iodine and vitamin A are locally available food. Vitamin A, think palm oil. Okay. Straight. So will I cook a stew with palm oil or vegetable oil? I'll much rather cook it with palm oil. As much as possible.
A different taste.
That is the taste our grandmothers brought us up with. You know now. So all those are palm oil soups and stews. Yes, that's the first thing. When you're talking about iodine, we're thinking shellfish, crayfish, a day. In fact, people were laughing at me because I used to make gari eba, and I'll put crayfish in the eba for the children. Oh yes.
That's interesting.
So that even the eba they're eating is fortified. When we're thinking of iodine, again we're back to the crayfish, shellfish, Titus. Ejakika, concoction stew. You remember all those things we used to cook in the hostel? Oh yes, you don't have money, you buy a little bottle of palm oil, buy 1 or 2 tomatoes, some pepper,
you are gone.
Concoction soup.
Very sweet too.
Very
sweet.
Zinc, let me give you a shocker. Apart from the normal sources that were taught in school, meats, eggs, ofada rice.
Okay.
Oh yes, ma. That is
Ofada
rice. Ofada rice. Our brown or
I will not leave it and be
I will not leave it up.
Polished food, getting the polished food.
Because through ofada rice, without still say you can eat it and it's
That is it. And it's nutritious.
It's not expensive now.
Well,
Everything's
not where I get it from.
So we need to get our
farm. I go to the farm. And yes, you know I work in the villages. I go to source. I go to source.
We have a source now.
So go to source.
Yeah.
And that is the essence of the kind of food people should be eating.
Yeah.
To make sure that, and they eat it in enough quantities. And children have to get it in enough quantities.
Yeah.
And that's the
Okay, so I need to, we're talking about the sources of food and its importance, right? And we know we have some inhibiting factors also that can make people not have them in the right quantity and quality. So how do social factors like poverty, education, cultural, food preferences, and urbanization, how do all this affect people's ability to consume these nutrients?
Martina wants to.
You're
asking me jam question.
4-year course.
But you've asked the most important question of all. Particularly the socio-economic factors that affect access, not because the food is available, access, affordability, preference, and whether it's sustainable. So here we're talking about the household food security issues. So let's start from the converse that part of the world is that the people with more wealth are eating more unhealthily.
Wow. Such a
paradox, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Because with more money,
I'm telling you.
So that
I'm telling you.
Is it
because
ignorance or
I dare not put a word to it.
Wow.
But I think in an effort to show off that they can afford it, instead of ogi and akara,
they'll go for the other
cornflakes and baked beans.
Yeah.
Is it not the same thing? Corn and beans. Corn and beans.
Okay.
Why not stick with our locally available ogi and akara? And here, my Ghanaian mother is speaking to me that ogi, make sure that they haven't sifted it.
Yeah.
So you are eating the ogi,
everything.
all the fiber and everything inside, and good old akara. Perfect food.
Money.
But
I
because
the way you just said
Yes.
cornflakes.
cornflakes and baked beans.
It's the same thing.
And and I'm looking at people and I'm looking at their supermarket trolley and I'm thinking,
What is
girlfriend,
all this?
what is all this? And you are seeing their children waddling after them, you know, already overweight, already obese, already with asthmatic symptoms, already with signs of allergies.
Yeah.
Because they're not eating natural.
Yeah. But in situation like this, right, for someone with limited resources, what practical advice will you then, give
Exactly
to
what
them
I
to
said.
improve?
You have to now complete.
That is
Yes.
what I have to now
Exactly.
complete. So
Yes.
let me illustrate it with a story.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
happened to me live and direct. It's not
Okay.
somebody else's story. I had gone to visit my mother and my car broke down. So she said that her driver should drop me at home. I'm sitting in the car and the driver begs me, says, doctor, please, I want to stop and buy sardine for my children. Sardine.
Or the processed one.
The normal tinned
one.
sardine.
The raw.
I said, no, it's of the. I said, tinned sardine for your children. I said, Mr. James, as you see me, I cannot afford to feed my children tinned sardine for one reason. The amount of sardine in the tin, I will need like 3 or 4 tins to ensure they get an adequate amount of protein.
Exactly.
Rather than that, let me buy. That's when I started showing him the Titus fish, mackerel.
Exactly.
That has only one central bone in it.
Yeah.
Which means that weight for weight, it is all fish, all protein. I said, are you all right? How does this make sense?
They said that one is for poor people, the mackerel.
Really? I'm poor then? I said, oh, my child will not eat. My child will not eat. I said, make the amala, the lafun, the gari, put crayfish, ground crayfish in it. Add some meat water. Even if it's only the gari that the child eats, it's fully loaded. And once you start teaching mothers, and this is all it is, education at the end of the day, beans and egusi are plant-based proteins. So if you give the child beans and egusi, you don't have to have gone to buy meat and shaki and walnut. I mean, it would be lovely if you can, but you have given the child adequate protein that will feed the brain.
Yeah.
It's what I call brain food.
Exactly. Professor Alero, I think we need to come for a second part to this. Yeah, because time is never really on our side. Never really on our side. But before we go, we want you to speak to our audience, like point us on these very important nutrients we are talking about today. Let them go away with this take-home message.
My one takeaway from this, as much as is possible, buy your food fresh and consume it as fresh and as raw as possible. Honestly, I will tell everybody, fresh, locally available food, we have such a wide range available. Everything you can think about is available locally and contains all the nutrients that you and your children need, or your children and you need, and your family needs to maintain the very best of health. It also means that if you are not eating processed or packaged food, you are reducing your inflammation levels in your body, which means you are reducing your risk of hypertension, you're reducing your risk of type 2 diabetes, you're reducing your risk of cancer. Right now, in these times when healthcare is costing so much, you need to reduce those risks. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. You need to reduce those risks. You need to do, see, eating healthy, it's your fundamental human right. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And with these nutrients that we are saying they are public health concern in Nigeria, we have to pay attention. We are not saying don't take your protein, your carbohydrates, the macronutrient, but these particular 4, let me repeat them again, vitamin A, zinc, iodine, and of course iron, they are very, very important. Ensure that find the right sources of this food to buy and make and feed. Leave the crappy processed food, leave the packaged food, eat as much as the one closer to the ground. They are most beneficial. My name remains Dr. Memuna Yusuf Kadri. Until next time, remain blessed.
So thank you very much, Professor Alero Robert. It's been really amazing.
Yes.
Well, I think I just have mixed feelings about today's topic and the way you handled it. The truth that came out that we have the highest maternal mortality rate in the world is very disheartening in spite of all that we have as a country, as a nation, the funds, the grants that came in, and we're just like this. So I want to just say thank you for exposing that aspect, and I believe that people that are watching and listening will do the needful also. And to our viewers out there, I just want to say thank you for being part of today's episode. We need to age gracefully, and for you to be able to age gracefully, you need to start it from the beginning. So ensure that your children do the needful. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, and if you want to be part of our program like Dr. Alero, Professor Alero, please do not hesitate to send us an email. My name is Dr. Martina Agbere. Stay blessed.
Every day and in every way, enjoy that I find support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body, that I fight you.
Darvite nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Darvite from LB Pharma. Darvite, love yourself.